He was trying to attack, but he also was trying to defend and was on the limit and had a snap and lost just enough to lose position to Norris.
Hi everyone, I'm Olivia, and this week I'm joined by Simone answering your biggest questions from the Qatar Grand Prix on this week's Akkodis Debrief. But there's more. We are then joined by our F1 Academy champion, Doriane Pin, and our reserve driver, Vesti, as he talks all things simulator related. This is definitely an episode you don't want to miss. Simone, it was a bit of a mixed bag for us in Qatar. How was the weekend like from your perspective?
Overall, we were quite pleased with the car performance. We had quite a strong quali and also strong sprint race. And in terms of, again, main quali, we were able to confirm our competitiveness very close to the top, but we lost some pace during the race and lost some points we were hoping to score. So overall, mixed feeling, quite strong in the sprint events, a bit less so in the final race.
A challenging race for us, but let's break down George's side first. He was complaining about some steering issues again in this race. Was that at all connected to what we had experienced in Las Vegas?
The issues in Qatar and Las Vegas were quite different. In Las Vegas, we experienced some issue with the power steering interacting with some of the components close to it. Instead, here in Qatar, it was mainly an observation about the feeling he had. Qatar is characterized by very high-speed corners, so a lot of heavy loading onto the steering. And George felt some asymmetry in the steering response, but he got used to it, and at the end he was fine this weekend, so no other issues.
What happened with George at the start of the race?
Well, we were a bit scared about the grip level in starting on the position 4, because we could expect that line not to be as clean as the main clean line, all the position 1, 3 and 5. On top of it, George had some wheel spin, and we lost a position to Kimi in the phase of the start. And then going into turn 2, George decided to take a trajectory a bit more on the dirty line, so he lost some grip and then he lost some position further, let's say, to other drivers, to the Williams and to the Aston Martin.
And is that the same reason why George couldn't overtake in this race?
No, that's quite a different reason. In fact, this track has got a very high speed in all the cornering, and it's very difficult to follow because you tend to lose quite a lot of aerodynamic load on the car. Therefore, the combination of the wake effect, let's say, into those corners and the short straight with a short DRS section made it quite difficult to really overtake on track.
And now on to that double pit stop during the safety car. Why did it end up being a bit of a slow one for us?
A very unfortunate one for us, this one, because we have had some issue with the signal that every gunman gives to the traffic light switch. So therefore we lost some second with Kimi and lost position to Williams. And so therefore we slowed down George as well, who lost again position to the other drivers. So a bit of an unfortunate one, but we were working to have a clean one in Abu Dhabi.
And on to Kimi. Why did he end up losing P4 in the last few laps of the race?
Kimi was driving quite on the limit. He was on a longer stint than Norris behind. And also he was trying to catch up Sainz ahead. He was entering into the DRS zone. And so very close to Sainz, and like I said before, losing quite a bit of an aerodynamic load with the wake effect. So he was trying to attack, but he also was trying to defend and was on the limit and had a snap and lost just enough to lose position to Norris.
Now, we did see that moment generate some online abuse that was directed at Kimi. How disappointing was that for you to see?
For me, but for us, for all the team, it's quite disappointing, and we take online abuse very seriously. With the communication team, there's a lot of work on tools and platform to create a safe area for the fans to interact with the team. On top of it, it was great to see on Monday a statement from Red Bull stating their position, and we really appreciated this one. Overall, the Kimi, the engineers, the team, we were all working very united to maximize our potential in Abu Dhabi and get the best possible result out there, aiming to achieve our objective, which is to finish P2 in the constructors classification.
Hopefully he can focus on the final race then. And how is the team feeling as we're approaching the final race of the season, especially after an unexpected result in Qatar?
Overall, we are quite pleased with our competitiveness in the last races. We've been having a very good performance with the car, and sometimes we've been able to score an ideal result, sometimes less, like in this weekend we achieved a bit less than we hoped for, but we are very positive in giving our best to Abu Dhabi and secure our P2 in the Constructor Championship.
Oh, amazing. Well, listen, Simone, thank you so much for joining us. I know we'll all be excited to be watching the finale in Abu Dhabi.
Thank you.
Doriane, welcome to the Akkodis Race Debrief. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. I can just see the last champagne glasses being cleared up from your celebration here at the factory. What was it like to celebrate with everyone here at Brackley?
Yeah, it has been an amazing day. Obviously, seeing everybody from the factory, celebrating with them after a busy year and obviously the title. So very special moment, and yeah, I will remember it for a long time, I think.
And it's just such an exciting time for you. But what did it feel like when you finally crossed that line in Las Vegas and you got the title?
Very unique moment, very emotional as well, because it's my first single-seater title. The last lap was very long, but finally a good release and a good achievement for myself, but also for my team and all the people that is involved in my career since the beginning.
And I mean, just to touch on that a little bit more, it is a massive achievement for you, and you've worked so hard for this, but you've also got loads of other achievements under your belt. But how does it feel to finally have ticked this box?
It feels great because I put a lot of work into it. I've been moving to endurance to single-seater racing and obviously learn all the bases, and because the two different environments is very different, but I've been working very hard with my team, with also Prema and Mercedes to achieve that. We did a lot of preparation from 2024 to 2025 onwards, and a very positive progression throughout the year and more consistent in 2025 for winning the title at the end. So very great achievement, very proud about all of this.
You can see all of that hard work paying off. And what a place to win it. I mean, Las Vegas, the bright lights, the energy, the excitement, just being in and around that paddock is out of this world. What was the whole weekend like for you?
Yeah, Vegas is Vegas. It's very special. All the lights, obviously in America, the atmosphere is amazing, and I have a lot of good memories already from the first time I hit the track, but also my first win of the weekend on the Friday, and obviously the title at the end, and a very special place. Obviously racing on the streets of Vegas, not a lot of drivers have the chance to, so we are very lucky, and the track is amazing. So very glad that we raced there and we won the title there.
And I mean, things are starting to slow down a little bit now. What does the rest of the year look like for you?
I will be in Abu Dhabi watching the last race of Formula One with the team. So very exciting about it, and then more media coming before Christmas.
We look forward to it. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and again, massive congratulations on your championship.
Thank you so much.
Fred, thank you so much for joining us on the Akkodis Debrief. I know you've just stepped out of the simulator for us, and you were also in the sim over the Qatar Grand Prix weekend. How was that for you?
Well, that was an exciting overnight session. I usually really like the overnight work during the race weekends because we get to do work with the team live. We support them using some of the data that they gather on Friday. And then we work all night Friday. When they wake up Saturday morning, they have a report from us suggesting different setups and how they can move forward for, improving performance throughout the weekend. So it's quite exciting.
And how close is the simulator to the real car then? Is it similar to it? I know that you get to drive the W16 and free practice sessions throughout the year. So is it comparable?
Yeah, it's amazing how close it actually is, because we try to correlate everything. So the steering feeling, the brakes, we're even set in a monocoque chassis like the F1 car. We have the halo. But what really is important is the data matches, because we can do all the work in the world. If we're doing the wrong thing, we're not making any progress. So we spent hours of correlating to the real car. So we were correlating George's lap from sprint quali, and I had his setup, his steering wheel settings, everything, and tried to drive like him, watching the onboard as well. And like that, we make sure everything's the same. And only then, couple of hours later, we start working on the setup. So it's usually quite a long night.
And so what exactly are you doing in the simulator? What's the work that you're focusing on? Is it just that setup that you mentioned?
So it can be anything, like Kimi or George might have a question that we can answer, like gear selection. The engineers might have questions, but yeah, mainly it's about performance and trying to find that last tenth or two to get them doing pole position and winning races. It's a really rewarding feeling when you've been working all night. You wake up Saturday morning and you can see performance in the car. That makes it really fun.
Now, you had a pretty busy weekend before Qatar as well. You were in Las Vegas before that. How did you find Vegas?
Vegas was my first time, and it's incredible the show they're putting on in Vegas. I was a bit skeptical arriving. Obviously, Formula One usually have the historical tracks, but a brand new track like Vegas was really exciting, and I loved being there. Watching the race, qualifying in the wet was I think the most exciting part.
Yeah, it's not every day you get to see wet tires out on a Las Vegas track, is it? Now, what's next for you? Are you going to be back in the sim while we're in Abu Dhabi?
I'll be in the sim the next 3 days in a row, and then I'll be traveling to Abu Dhabi to join the team on race day, and then I'll be driving the car Tuesday, which is really exciting. Getting to drive the sim is great, but obviously the reward is getting to drive the real car. That's best time of the year, especially in Abu Dhabi. It's a great track. I usually get a lot of tires and a lot of testing with the team. So even though the focus is on 26 already, that test still means a lot to the team and to me as well for my development. The focus mainly will be to correlate to the simulator, so we make sure we're doing the right thing going into next year as well.